Welcome to the FES Detailed Corporate Overview. By now, you've probably already seen our protection plan video, which is phenomenal to get a grasp on how amazing our product and service is and what it can do for people. You may have also seen our real short corporate overview, kind of piquing your interest, giving you a reason to want to learn more, ask some questions, and get some details. And that's exactly what you're going to get here by watching our detailed corporate overview. So I'm going to go through this, help you to understand the business at a much higher level. And then, of course, what you'll want to do is get back with the person who had you to watch these videos and ask any additional questions. And hopefully, you will be ready to get started in a career with FES. When you think about it, why is FES such a great opportunity? Well, how many people out there today have less than perfect credit, have debt, and really no idea how to get it paid off, don't have their personal financial affairs in order, and maybe they just dislike their job, they're looking for a career change, they're looking to make more money, they don't have the kind of funds they would like to have to take a great annual vacation, and they just aren't where they want to be in life, and you're just thinking about, is there a solution? What is the plan of action that I could take? And you even have to consider, why is it that so many people are in this place where they're not necessarily happy with their job, their career, their finances? What leads so many people to be in this place? Well, really, it comes down to one thing. It's a lack of what we learn as we grow up. It's our formal education. Now, I'm not here to knock the fact that you need to learn how to read, write, and do arithmetic. That's, of course, very important. But there's so many things we didn't learn. Like we didn't learn about finances. I mean, how many classes do we have on balancing a checkbook, understanding the value of compounding interest, understanding how to buy a home? Did they teach us about success? Did they teach us about wealth? Did they teach us about retiring early? Of course not. And so that's exactly what financial education services is all about. You see, we provide the education and the success training that we all needed a long time ago. In addition, we provide solutions, and that's with our services that will protect an individual's identity, credit, family, and finances. And obviously, when you can solve problems, when you can create a situation where you can help people and people need what you have, that's what's going to create very lucrative and life-changing opportunities. Our company is very solid. We've been in business for quite some time, founded in 2004 by two gentlemen, Mike Toloff and Paramount Nayak. Both have extensive careers and experience in the financial industry. We're headquartered out of Farmington Hills, Michigan. We have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We have had over 100% in annual sales growth. We're a debt-free company. And I think one of the greatest points is that we've had the same key executives in the company since the inception. And that only lends to the fact that we're not a startup company, we're not a fly-by-night company, we're a very solid, stable, secure organization. Now let's talk about the service itself. And again, you may have already taken a look at our video, which gave you some details. And if you haven't, you'll want to do that. I'll run through this fairly quickly, but if you want more details, make sure you watch the 10-minute protection plan video. But when you think about it, what's in our protection plan membership? Well, there's definitely an emphasis on credit. So many people today don't understand credit, and it's so important. It's literally like a vital sign that's being monitored at all times. It can impact many things in your life, including insurance premiums, interest rates, of course, your ability to rent something or purchase something or get a credit card, or even employment in this day and age. And over the course of your lifetime, and most people don't know this, that having less than an excellent credit score could really just cost you a lot of money, anywhere from $200,000 and beyond. So what we're able to do is help people with our credit restoration service, which is provided by United Credit Education Services. And what does this process do? Well, it leverages your legal rights, something called the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which allows any consumer to dispute and challenge negative items that appear on your credit report. So, of course, there are so many people that have inaccurate, erroneous, or obsolete items, things such as late payments, collections, bankruptcies, judgments, medical bills, or anything else that is hurting your credit score can be potentially deleted or updated as a positive to your credit reports. And what you'll be supplied with is an actual dashboard that you'll be able to log into to see what your initial credit score is, and also you'll be able to see the negative items that you do have on your credit reports, the things that we'll be working on to help you to dispute those items and ultimately potentially even having those items deleted. Now, our company, again, most importantly, you can have confidence because of the track record, almost 15 years. We've already helped to remove close to 1 million derogatory items from people's credit reports. We have tens of thousands of satisfied clients, and we stand behind our service with our satisfaction guaranteed. We literally get to tell people every day, what do you have to lose other than your less than perfect credit? Now, in addition to the credit restoration component, we help you with our protection plan with an array of other credit-related services. That being Positive Credit Builder, which helps you in terms of recommendations, helping you to understand credit better, helping you to potentially add positive trade lines to your credit profile, and just building good credit habits. Debt Zero, which is an interactive online debt payoff system, helping people to pay off their debts more effectively, more efficiently. Having the ability, if necessary, to have a credit attorney. And this, by the way, is all included within your protection plan, just so you know that you're definitely in a position, if necessary, to have a defense team on your side. And credit monitoring, which everyone needs. This gives you access to your credit scores and your credit reports 24/7. Now, obviously, the most important thing is to say, well, does it work? Have other people gone through it? And of course, I've already mentioned we've had tens of thousands of clients, but here are just a sampling of some of those clients. In just a couple of months, my credit score increased to the point that my car insurance premium was lowered by $2,000 per year. Think about that. You're talking about a considerable amount of money because of a credit score and how it can affect your car insurance. How about my credit score went from a 586 to a 748, allowing me to purchase a new car with no money down and a very low monthly payment. So a lot of people don't consider this. What great credit gives you is control. See, if you walk into a car dealership and you have poor credit, they're going to tell you what your down payment is going to be and what your interest rate is going to be, versus if you have excellent credit, you're going to walk in and tell them what you want to put down and what you want your rate to be. So credit equals control. How about having a bankruptcy removed and then being able to purchase a home with a low fixed interest rate, saving almost $1,000 per month? So you start to look at how that can add up. $1,000 a month, 12 months a year, that's $12,000. Go out 10 years, that's $120,000. And it just ties back to the point of how much money is wasted when you don't have excellent credit. After just 45 days, I had a tax lien and a foreclosure deleted from my credit reports. And that can happen. It can happen quickly, but we have a great process to help people with all kinds of challenges. Now, in addition to obviously helping people significantly increase their credit score, we want to protect that credit rating, and we want to help people protect their personal and financial affairs. So we do that by providing identity with our premier identity theft protection program. LifeLock is the best in the industry. And also providing you with a will, trust, and power of attorney program, along with a financial lockbox. This is a program that was developed by attorneys. This gives you the ability to organize all of your personal and financial information in what we call a virtual password protected safety deposit box. This way that anything should happen to you, people that need to have necessary information to help you and to help your family can do so with these services. And these are also services that you will receive a tremendous amount of customer support. In addition to that, because of our large membership base, we're able to provide several money-saving benefits. We have our prescription discount program. We have our own travel portal, which definitely can provide you an enormous amount of savings, as well as the ability to work personally with a travel advisor to book your vacations and trips. You also have your own online shopping portal, which will help you to shop at your favorite retailers, but get cash back. Who doesn't like that? In addition to some insurance solutions to give you access to experienced professionals to help you with all of your insurance needs. Now, you'll be provided with this professional website that'll give you access to all the information you're looking for, as well as your login information to be able to utilize your services once you begin on the protection plan. Now, when you think about it, ask yourself this question: what would it be worth to me How much would I be willing to invest to protect your family, your lifestyle, and your future? And I don't know that you could put a dollar figure on it, but I can tell you if you went out and started looking for all of these services individually, or even if you could put together a monthly program, you're looking at like $10,000 or over $400 per month. But with our service, it's nowhere even close to that. You simply pay a one-time activation setup fee of $99, and you pay $89 per month to protect your family, your finances, your lifestyle, and your future. And I think we all would agree that's certainly worth it. In addition, from that $89 that our members pay, $2 of that goes to our foundation, the Youth Financial Literacy Foundation. This is an organization that was created to educate young people from ages 8 to 18 on the matters of what we're talking about here, personal finance. We want to make sure that young people have financial literacy. We provide that in schools across America, in addition to annual scholarships in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, as we move on, the big question we have to ask is, do you believe these are services that people need? And if you do, then you'll understand that's what leads to a financial opportunity. And so that takes us to FES, the career opportunity. And first, you have to think about how many people today really control the things that they would like to control: their income, their schedule, advancement, benefits, retirement, and future. Everybody would like to have control of those things, but most people don't. If you look at some of these prominent magazines, Fortune magazine talks about finished at 40 or 50 and fired, U.S. News, where did my career go? Will I ever be able to retire? These are all concerning things and things that people think about. And so that's why we can say, welcome to hybrid marketing, because we take the best of what corporate America has to offer: infrastructure, stability, something that's already proven and working, something where the owners of the company have already made substantial investments of resources and monies to create this great opportunity. But what you're not limited by is the things that happen in corporate America, like controlling your income and time and schedule. See, when you're an entrepreneur, you get the freedom and flexibility to make your own schedule, to work as hard as you want, to earn as much as you can. And that's what we have here with FES. So let's talk about what we do to earn income and benefits here. Well, we have two divisions. We have the developing of corporate accounts and establishing personal clients. And we have the business development side, where we have the ability to recruit, train, and manage a nationwide sales organization. First, let's look at the corporate account side. Well, when you think about it, there's a lot of companies, businesses, industries that rely heavily on having creditworthy clients. But oftentimes, there are a lot of people that don't have the creditworthiness that they need. So what they'll do is they'll turn to us and partner with us basically to help their clients get in a position to be able to deal with getting a mortgage, with buying a car, with, of course, buying a home. In addition to that, you have different companies like debt settlement companies, or a loan modification company, or a bankruptcy attorney, or a tax professional that, in dealing with their clients, unfortunately, those clients have gone through some challenges and they would like to have a second chance. And so we also can team up with those kinds of businesses to help their clients get back on track to have excellent credit. So what happens when we are able to assist a client? Well, we have the ability to earn up to $100 for every sale that we make. Plus, we have the ability to earn $12 per month in residual income month after month after month. So imagine that. You're an agent. You get started with our company. Well, you get to go out and share the service. You sell a protection plan, you make $100. You sell another protection plan, you make $100. You sell another protection plan, you make $100. So if you look at it on a part-time basis, if you go out and get 2 customers per week, that can add up to about $800 per month. And I think there's a lot of people out there that can use an extra $800 per month. And I think about how many people go to a second job and don't make nearly that kind of money. So great opportunity there. But what if over time you start to develop a bigger pipeline for sales? And now let's look at it again on a part-time basis. What if you were able to make a sale a day? So we think about it, 5 days a week, you make 1 sale a day. Now, you've got $2,000 per month coming in. So now that's game changing, right? I mean, you're talking about, if you're doing that on a consistent basis, to make $24,000 a year additional income to whatever you make at your everyday job. But you develop a bigger pipeline for sales. Now you got 10 Protection Plan customers per week. That can add up to $4,000 per month. Now you're talking about even full-time income, but you go a step further. You really start establishing those corporate accounts, those relationships where you've got quite a few clients coming in. They know what it is you provide. You talk about 20 Protection Plan customers per week. You can definitely then be in a position to earn 6 figures. Now, that's just through the initial sale of the service. But remember, you've got that residual component available to you as well, and that residual income can compound on a monthly basis as your clientele grows and as those monthly memberships add up. So if you look at it on a residual basis, if you have a couple of protection plans per week, as it compounds, around $300 per month after month 3. But if you had 5 customers per week, you're looking at around $1,500 per month once you hit month 6. And then what if you had 10 protection plan customers per week? Well, that's over $4,000 per month after month 9. Remember, this is now residual from the work you've been doing month after month after month. How about 20 protection plans per week customers? You're talking about over $125,000 per year after year 1. Now, of course, this is in a perfect world. That's with all customers continuing to maintain their protection plan membership. And that's not, of course, going to happen, right? You're going to have some clients that are going to maybe stop their membership after 3 months, after 6 months, and so forth. There's no way to know exactly, but understand that as you continue to gain customers, it will continue to compound and grow and provide for additional monthly residual income. In addition to the protection plan membership, some of the services we have within the protection plan are available for individual sale, as well as some other services in general that the company offers. Now, that was talking about the ability to go out and sell our service. But we also, as we talked about, have the business development side. And I think it's best to summarize what we do with the use of a quote from J. Paul Getty, a prominent billionaire, who probably said it best when he said, it's better to get 1% of 100 people's efforts rather than 100% of your own. But you see, we weren't taught that. We were taught mostly to go out and do everything ourselves. They even said that if you want it done right, do it yourself. They didn't say if you want it done right, incorporate the efforts of other people that may know it better, that may be more skilled, that may have more talent. They didn't say that. But that's what we allow here in this company, which is what makes us an entrepreneurial company, that hybrid that we talked about. So let's look at how that works through our customer acquisition bonus program. So let's say you're an agent in the company and you introduce a new agent that gets started. They enroll on the protection plan themselves, and they in turn want to go out and make some extra money and make some sales. So they go out and make a couple of protection plan sales, and in doing so, of course, they're making some money for themselves. As you can see, $100, like we already discussed, for each sale they make. But you, as the agent that brought this new agent on board, also make $100 in what we call a cab bonus, plus you'll have the opportunity to earn residual income. Now, that's as an agent. When you go out and you and your team produce a total of $1,600 in volume, you become what we call a field trainer. A field trainer goes out and brings on a new agent. Well, that new agent, of course, is going to make their money. They're going to be excited about that. But you got a promotion now as a field trainer. Now you earn a $160 cab bonus, plus you have the opportunity to earn residual income. Now, you go out and become a senior field trainer. That's $5,000 in team volume between you and everyone else that's in your organization. You bring on a new agent. You help that new agent generate some business. They go out and make a couple of sales. Well, in doing so, now you've earned a customer acquisition bonus of $240, plus once again, you will earn residual income on that agent's sales moving forward. And then finally, you get to a position called sales director. This is $10,000 in volume between you and your entire team. You bring on a new agent. They go out and generate a couple of sales. They have the ability to earn money. And you also now are getting a pay raise, earning $380 for this customer acquisition bonus, plus, again, residual income moving forward. Now, we don't just stop at the sales director position. This goes all the way up to our senior vice president position, all the way up to the ability to earn $550. But on top of that, we have the ability to earn money as our team expands. And so let me show you what that looks like as an example. So let's go back to, again, let's say you're a sales director with our company, and let's say you've got a team that's developing, you got a handful of agents and a handful of field trainers across the country, and let's say your team within a month grew by 20 agents. Not by you going out and even sponsoring any of those agents, but let's say your team grew by one of your agents went out and got 2, and somebody else got 1, and somebody else got 4, whatever the case might be, but it added up to 20. And let's say each one of these agents went out in their first 30 days and produced 2 sales. Well, each one of them, of course, would go out and make a couple of $100, and let's say that all of that total would then help you to have earned for the month about $5,000 in total customer acquisition bonuses. So that's huge right there. And again, that's assuming that those agents only went out and generated a couple sales, and it was limited to this particular group of 20 people. So just imagine how this can grow. Obviously, if you did it once a month, you could be looking at, hey, I'm earning about $5,000 a month, but what if this happened once a week? Then the numbers grow, and you could be looking at $20,000 a month. And these are substantial figures, but I can assure you that this company produces individuals that have gone out and had the ability to earn this kind of money. And what if you did this twice a week? I mean, it's phenomenal. And of course, you got to keep in mind that, and this is just a theoretical example. It doesn't mean that you're going to do this. It doesn't mean you're going to work as hard as you need to be able to earn this kind of money. You have to obviously do a lot of work, and you have to understand how to do it, and you got to be well trained and those kinds of things. But the potential is absolutely there to earn a significant income. On top of that, we're back to talking about residual income. And really, when you think about the power of the protection plan as it grows, we wanted to give you a theoretical example of what exponential growth can look like over the long term. So think about this. Let's say you go out and you develop a team of 5 agents and or customers. First of all, when you do that as an agent, your service will be free. So when you go out and personally enroll 5 agents and our customers, your service is free. Now imagine this. Do you believe that you know 5 people that can really benefit from our services and our opportunity? And I don't know how long that's going to take you. I mean, it could take you a week, could take you a month, could take you a year. I don't know, right? But imagine if you believe that you can go out and, yeah, I could go out and get 5 agents and our customers. Well, if you believe that's true, I'm sure you can find 5 others that probably believe it's true as well. And if those 5 went out and got 5, you would be adding 25 new protection plans to your team. And if you then had that duplicate, and those 5 went and got 5, you'd be adding 125 more. And if those 5 got 5, you'd be adding 625 more. And if those 5 got 5, you'd be adding 3,125 more. Now, if you stop right here, you're almost at about 4,000 people responsible for your income. I always like to ask people, how many do you have now? Because I think that's the greatest misconception about what people who just work in corporate America do versus something like this. Because most people, if they lost their main source of income, would be in a lot of financial trouble pretty quickly. Or what if they had to deal with an issue at home? Could they just walk away from their job for a couple of months? Or what if there was an illness? Anything could happen when you're only relying on your own income from your own efforts. Then you're always kind of living in a tumultuous situation. Whereas if you incorporate the efforts of a lot of people and something happens, you still have a paycheck coming in because other people are working. And that's one of the neatest things about what we do. If you go one step further, you would now be adding over 15,000 more people to your organization. Now, of course, keep in mind that this is just a theoretical example. The odds of it happening just like this is highly unlikely that you're going to go out and get 5, to get 5, to get 5, to get 5, to get 5. It's more going to be like you go out and you get 5 yourself, but somebody else gets 2, somebody else gets 1, somebody else gets 50. It can range from all over the place. So this is just to show you how multiplication can work, how exponential growth can work. But it's not going to be this perfect in terms of how it happens. But in this example, you'd have almost 20,000 protection plan memberships. And what does that mean financially? Well, it means a lot. You're talking about earning over $75,000 a month in residual income. Now, some people might look at that number and go, what? $75,000 a month? I don't believe it. And that's unfortunate because you definitely can't achieve what you can't believe. I can assure you the numbers don't lie. And the reality of it is that this kind of money can be earned, again, if you do the work and accumulate this many memberships. Will it take time? Of course it will. But what else do you have going on? I mean, this is a pretty good payoff for putting in work for a number of years. But let's say, for instance, you don't believe it, you don't comprehend it. Well, let's cut it down. Let's cut it down by 90%. Let's say you did 90% less and you earned $7,500 a month. That's pretty good money right there. Even on a part-time basis, if you cut it down 99%, you said you got it 1% right. You're talking about $750 a month. So that's money coming to you and your family on a monthly basis for work you did last month, 2 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago. And that's not certainly common for most people. Now, in addition to the residual income, we also have an unprecedented benefits program for also accumulating protection plan memberships. You get to the point where you accumulate a minimum of 500 protection plans. You're now inside of the R&R Club, which provides you an array of benefits. Up to a $600 a month Audi payment, one-time cash bonuses of $10,000, $25,000, and $50,000. Move up to a $1,500 expense allowance, which includes the $600 Audi payment, meaning that you get your $600 plus $900 more for a total of $1,500. You have the opportunity to earn a $5,000 monthly house payment. You have a monthly retirement bonus that helps you with your future up to $25,000 per month. And then bonuses that go from $100,000 to $250,000 per month. That's right, per month. Now, we've got people all across the country already qualifying for the R&R Club, and there's many, many more people to come and many more opportunities for those who are going to be getting started and taking advantage of the FES opportunity. The R&R Club, the total benefits are worth over $3 million annually. And so if you're looking for true wealth and freedom, this is the program to be a part of. Now, let's move on to the final component of the opportunity, because you have to have several things in place to be successful. One, you have to have a product, a service that everybody needs, that's in demand, that people absolutely will pay for and utilize. And we have that. There's no doubt about it. You have to have a compensation plan that's very, very lucrative, a compensation plan that people feel comfortable that they can go out and make money when they first get started, as they continue to work, and then long term. And we have that. But the final piece is just as important, and that is you have to know what you're doing to take advantage of it. See, it doesn't matter how great the service is and how much money is being paid if you don't know what you're doing and don't know how to take advantage of it. It's like having a race car. It can look good, it can go fast, but if you don't know how to get in and drive it, it'll just sit there and be in park, or you won't be able to get it out of first gear, or worse, you might crash it. So we provide the best training and support available anywhere, and you have the ability to get the best information from the best resources that we have. And we look at it like this. Imagine this, that if you had the opportunity to learn from the very best in anything, wouldn't you want to do that? But how often is that the case? How often do you get to learn from the CEO of the company, or you get to, if you love sports, how often do you get to hang out with the best person in their particular sport? Very rarely does it happen. And so what happens is information oftentimes gets diluted as it goes from person to person to person to person. Let's call it 50%, which, by the way, if that were the case, that would be incredible. But scientists have proven over time that we barely retain 7 to 10% of what we initially hear and learn. So if we call it 50%, which means we're all well above average, look how quickly the information is going to dissipate. 50% to 25 to now around 12 to 6 to 3. Now think about this right here. You're excited about the FES opportunity. You want to get going. You want to make money. And the person that knows 3% about this opportunity is going to teach it to you. I mean, what are your chances of success? Well, not very good. But here's even a scarier thought. You are going to get involved and you're going to go out and talk to some potentially new agents. And how are you going to teach them what you know when you don't know really anything? So the beauty of what we do is to recognize that, look, we want to make sure that everybody gets the same chance and gets 100% of the right information. And that's why we have our own academy to teach people all the right information to give them the best chance for success. And that means two things. Number one, it means it doesn't matter who invited you to take a look at this video, to take a look at this opportunity, because that person doesn't want to impede your success. They can't impede your success. As a matter of fact, you can go out and do better than them, and they'll be happy about it. They are in a position to get a pay raise because of it. So this is a good thing. The second reason is it gives you the ability to plug other people into the system who might go out and do better than you. They might be more committed than you. They might be more focused than you. They might have more time than you. But yet you are getting paid for the efforts of other people. And that's what makes it work. And we provide training at many levels. That's online, through conference calls. We have local trainings in cities across the country. We also have regional one-day basic training programs, regional two-day advanced trainings, and national three-day leadership training programs. So we provide the best possible training, again, to give every agent the best chance to achieve their goals. When you think about all the opportunity has to provide, all that's left is to realize that results are all that matters. Everything else is irrelevant. And you got to ask yourself, do you have the results you want? Maybe you do, but there's a lot of people that don't. And so there are a lot of folks who got started who weren't where they wanted to be, and they took advantage of the opportunity, and now they are getting the results. Like Wayman and Jean Kimpson out of Atlanta, Georgia, real estate brokers for a while. They were depending on closings, and sometimes they waited weeks, even months, which really was a stressful situation for them. With FES, now it's become their full-time career. They've attended the trainings. They plugged into the system. They've become regional vice presidents with the company, R&R club members, and they're not worried anymore. They're not stressed because they know their retirement is set. How about Warren Bauerfeld, who had a business? He was watching his income go backwards. The industry he was in was changing, and he was concerned, again, about his financial future. FES was something that he saw. He took advantage of it, plugged into the trainings of FES Academy. He worked really hard. Now he's a vice president, R&R club member, and, of course, once again, his future and his finances aren't a concern. How about David Moon? This gentleman was a radio broadcaster. Sounds good, right? Like a big position, but he was frustrated and felt like his dreams were really out of reach. And basically, FES replaced his broadcasting career, plugged into the trainings of FES Academy, used the system, and became a regional vice president with the company, R&R club member. These are huge accomplishments, and now finally has his dreams back. Jill Halbreich, working 70-plus hours in retail, so there's a lot of people at the malls and in different capacities like that. Obviously, a lot of those folks are certainly stressed out, frustrated, and want to change. She basically said, I need something to change my life, plugged into the trainings, developed as a person, and not only is she now a regional vice president and an R Club member, but making more money than ever before. And I love this because I think this is true of all our successful FES agents, is they're now living life on their terms, because that's what this opportunity provides. And so if you take advantage of the entire opportunity, from the service to the compensation program to the training, you have a great chance of doing some amazing things. Now, obviously, when you look at an opportunity like this, then it's about making a decision. You know, what interest do you have in terms of taking advantage of the opportunity? Some people may have excellent credit already. Maybe you have all your personal and financial affairs in order. Maybe you're very successful in what you do, which is awesome. Congratulations, because that's not true of most people. But even if that's the case, I'm sure you know people with less than perfect credit. I'm sure you may know some people who are frustrated and dissatisfied, and the person that invited you to look at this is certainly looking to build their career and their business, and I'm sure you can provide them some referrals. Then we have others that may be just interested in the protection plan at first. You just want to utilize the services to see how that goes. That's terrific. But then there's others who say, yeah, I am interested in the services, but I also want to make money. I just need a game plan. What do I need to do to actually get started and take advantage of the opportunity? So let me walk you through what we call 4 steps to getting started. This will give you a quick game plan of how to get going with FES. The first step is you enroll and become an agent. And you have a couple of options. Option A, going a little slower. You have your one-time agent enrollment fee of $199 plus your protection plan membership, of course, at $89 per month for a total of $288. Or option B, you want everything that comes in option A, but you want professional training. And then it's just a matter of, are you going to go to a basic 1-day program or an advanced 2-day program, and you'll just simply add $98 or $198 for your education. What are you going to learn at the training? Well, everything you need to know to be successful in the business. How do you establish corporate accounts? Because I'm sure you want some of those. How do you sell protection plan memberships to start earning that 100? How do you establish a team of agents and manage that organization nationwide? How do you understand how to maximize the compensation plan and build a long-term residual income? How do you become a successful FES leader and have the right mindset and attitude for success with FES, and just so much more? But most importantly, you're learning from top producers. If you want to be a top producer, who better than to learn from another top producer? So you make that decision of how you're going to get started. Now, once you make that decision, you enroll. Regardless, you're going to become an agent with a personalized website. It's already built, ready to go for you. There's an online sales tracking system ready to go for you. You don't have to figure out how you're going to track your customers and your agents. All of that's already developed for you. And this is where we come back to the corporate America side. See, infrastructure is already here. You don't have that innovation. You don't have to go out and be creative and develop things. It's already built here, ready to go, turnkey, and all you got to do is utilize it. An agent and customer support team's already in place. You're going to have access to professional marketing materials. You're going to have the opportunity to get paid weekly, and you have tax advantages that a lot of people don't even realize how valuable that is. By having your own home-based business, you got the chance now to also take legitimate tax deductions for running your own business. What's step 2? Real simple. Become a protection plan member yourself, because no one person needs to believe in the services more than you yourself. So you want to get involved with the services. You want to have the best credit that you possibly can. You want to make sure you're monitoring your credit. You want to make sure you have your will, trust, and power of attorney set up. You want to be the best client, because that's also going to make you the best salesperson. In addition to that, you'll get some other really important benefits. You'll also get up to $100,000 in life insurance as an agent with our company. Let's move on to step 3, and that's really exposing people to FES, and that's really what we got to do. We got to get out there and expose what we have so that other people can know what it is you do, and that's how you'll develop sales and corporate accounts and other agencies. So think about it. Who do you know that has less than perfect credit or doesn't have a will, trust, power of attorney? Who do you know that has debt, would benefit from a system to pay it off? Or who do you know in credit-related industries? Do you know anybody in real estate or the mortgage business, the car business, the banking industry? What about people that are looking actually for part-time or full-time income? Or who do you know that's frustrated? They maybe don't like their career. Maybe they want to change. Or who do you know that just maybe wants to be financially free and to be involved in something that could give them that opportunity? So as you start exposing people and you're going to learn how to do that, your job in the beginning is just to let people look at what you looked at. And then once you do that, you want to start introducing people you know to experts in the business. Why is that so important? Because in the beginning, you have a relationship with people you know. You have friends, family members, co-workers, acquaintances, and there's trust there, and there's rapport there. There's a relationship there. But what's lacking initially is the respect and credibility inside of FES. Of course, they may respect you in life or in some other endeavor that you participated in. But let's look at FES. You're just getting started. So what you want to do is team up with an expert, team up with a leader, team up with somebody that can actually help you in talking to the folks that you're sharing this opportunity with. Now, the final step is scheduling your first training. Again, if you go on the slow route, you'll do a lot of online training, conference call training, and local training. Great. But professionals have an opportunity to really go to another level with the regional one-day basics, the regional two-day advanced trainings, and the national three-day leadership trainings. So all of that is available to you. So as a quick recap, really just make a decision. Is your decision that you've got everything together, you really don't need this opportunity right now, you're not looking for an opportunity, and you just want to provide referrals? Great. Maybe it's just becoming a customer. Terrific. Get together with the person that had you to look at this and get all the details worked out to become a customer, and then finally becoming an agent and a customer, taking advantage of the opportunity. Now keep in mind that if you become a customer, remember, you pay a one-time $99 activation setup fee plus your $89 a month for a total of $188 and then $89 a month thereafter. Think about it. To become an agent, it's only $100 more, and then you have all these other opportunities. So that's something to consider. And then, of course, you definitely want to take advantage of the training. If you really want to build a business, you got to realize investing in yourself is the best thing you can do. I mean, people invest literally hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to college, and many of those people are still busy paying back their debts from that college education and aren't making nearly what they thought they would make. So to be able to go out, work with very successful people at a very nominal fee to do so is the best thing you could do for your business. Anyway, listen, these are the details of what FES has to offer. You may have some additional questions. Get back together with the agent that had you watch this video. They'll be glad to get those questions answered. They'll be glad to help you to get started. We certainly look forward to working with all of you who are getting started, seeing you out at some of the events. So we want to congratulate you and welcome you to the FES team.